Good, my people. NoCap Entertainment, NoCap Media, NoCap at ENT86 on Twitch. About to go live. Let me know, all my people them at Twitch, all my people them on YouTube. Let me know what you guys prefer, regards to how I'm doing the live. So I'm gonna do this as a live today. We're gonna cover Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. We got the receipts. I'm saying all the showbiz of the world, all them kind of guys that done already said they don't think, you know what I'm saying, Crawford's got what it takes to beat Canelo. We're gonna go into Oscar De La Hoya's crazy comments. But yeah, as I said, basically guys, yeah, let me know what you guys think of the show, doing it like this. So yeah, man, let's quickly start with the intro. NoCap Entertainment, NoCap Media. Shout out to all the family them, right? Gonna listen to get a little to the chat. Like I said, people, like let me know. You know what you think. So anyway, first and foremost, yeah, guys, I've got a little. Oh. Anyway, first and foremost, guys, got a new track. Tell me what you think of this new track, guys. You get me? NoCap Entertainment, NoCap Media. Shout out to all the family. We're gonna talk today. We got the receipts. Let's talk boxing. NoCap Live. This is my new track, man. I ain't got a name for it yet. Tell me what you think. NoCap Entertainment, NoCap Media.
Never seen a peak.
My Twitch family. Let me know what you're thinking, man. Thanks for all the new followers.
As long as we keep calling, we ain't never seen no peak. Niggas winning concerts, having fun with Cardi B. Shout out Stephen G, like me, go and get that peak. Shout out to my brothers, yeah, we always been elite.
About to start the show.
Always be that nigga, even when we see the street. Yeah, just like Terence Crawford, yeah, we always gon' compete. Yeah, all these ninjas talking slow, we leave you in the heat. Living lives of violence, yeah, the history is deep. Especially when your eyes used to get it every beat. Yo, I seen them outside talking like it's every street. Killers moving silence, man, and that's a guarantee. Natural law of the jungle, yeah, you killing, man, you beat.
Yeah, NoCap Entertainment, we're about to go live. Let me know what you think of the new tune. Coming soon, you understand? Let's talk some boxes in a minute. You know what I'm saying? We like my spliff. Let the people join the chat. NoCap Entertainment, let's go.
As long as we keep calling, we ain't never seen no peak. Niggas winning concerts, having fun with Cardi B. Shout out Stephen G, like me, go and get that peak. Shout out to my brothers, yeah, we always been elite. Yeah, always be that nigga, even when we see the street. Yeah, just like Terence Crawford, yeah, we always gon' compete. Yeah, all these ninjas talking slow, we leave you in the heat. Living lives of violence, yeah, the history is deep. Especially when your eyes used to get it every beat. Yo, I seen them outside talking like it's every street. Killers moving silence, man, and that's a guarantee. Natural law of the jungle, yeah, you killing, man, you beat. I know that the devil try hold us back. I'm standing in my square like a bitch mad. But I ain't even care what it says. Calling up the we gon' spread.
Like I said, first and foremost, man. Yeah. Let's talk boxing. Right, so first and foremost, guys, gonna start the show with Assalamu alaikum to all my brothers and sisters. Blessings and blessings to all my Christian brothers and sisters. You know, NoCap Entertainment likes to keep it spiritual over here. At the end of the day, we're gonna cover two subjects. First and foremost, we're gonna cover Canelo Alvarez and Crawford. Brilliant fight. So excited about this fight, you already know. Guys, in the comments, let me know as well. Like my people, the few followers that I've got, let me know if you guys prefer me doing the shows like this or you prefer seeing the video. I've really got the studio set up where I'm too bothered about the backdrop at the moment. Eventually, I'm gonna get the whole studio graffitied artists. I'm gonna get like graffiti done. It's all white at the moment, and so I'm gonna have it looking real cinematic, have it looking real good eventually. But obviously, for now, we're just chilling. So let me know what you think about the format, guys. Whether you want to see me on the video, or you're happy just to hear the voice, and obviously, let's get into the topic. So, first and foremost, yeah, let's get into, like I said, man, we got the receipts. We got the receipts today. So shout out to Oscar De La Hoya. Yeah, I'm saying is a professional hater when it comes to the Canelo Alvarez and the Crawford fight. Great champion, obviously. Himself, Oscar De La Hoya, the great champion. I have to say this for me is actually kind of hilarious. We've got the receipts, man. And first and foremost, before I play any footage, what I'm gonna say is this, yeah, is don't be changing sides now. Now that the fight has come closer, seems like everyone's looking to choose Bud, this, that, and the third. You know, I commend Showbiz. At least he's keeping it real. Like, you know what I mean? We know you got Canelo for the fight, brother. So stick with Canelo, you understand? Don't be coming back and forth and this, that, and the third, yeah? We all know what time it is. Let's listen to what Oscar De La Hoya had to say about the upcoming fight.
It's that time of the week again. Time for the only segment that gives you the facts and makes you laugh. It's Clapback Thursday. So the ridiculous promotion of Canelo Crawford has given me lots of good ammunition.
Get some, baby!
Woo, first, let's take it back to last week when this photo was taken of Canelo and Crawford having dinner together. Like they're best friends.
I love you, man.
They're buddies. Like they were family friends. I mean, can you imagine Muhammad Ali or like Joe Frazier having dinner together?
What?
Can you imagine Mike Tyson and Mitch Green before a brawl?
Hey, wow.
What the fuck? No boxing fan wants to see two fighters having dinner together.
We could have a dinner on Wednesday night.
We want bad blood. We want anticipation. We want to feel like an actual war is about to happen. Not fucking caviar and champagne together while they're staging their trilogy. Jesus Christ. Alright, so after their dinner date together, Canelo and Crawford said on the press tour that I think started in Riyadh, New York, and Vegas. So here's a clip of their shit talking.
I'm very excited for this fight. We'll see. We'll see.
That's lame, right? That is so lame. Oh, and Canelo elaborated on his career plans.
Maybe you will see me in the WWE.
Okay, great, Canelo, but please first, before you fight The Undertaker, can you please fight David Benavidez? No. And here's the moment where the script told them to shove each other. I mean, come on. Anybody else not buying this drama?
Nobody got time for
and
that.
Crawford, if you want to actually make Canelo mad, just tell the truth about him and his tainted meat.
And Canelo failed 2 drug tests.
And when asked what time the fight will take place,
I don't know.
My good friend Turkey on the Sheep gave an answer that left everybody puzzled.
What are we looking at here?
I mean, I'm sorry, Turkey, but what did you say? So is the fight taking place in the afternoon?
Maybe not today.
Or is it taking place in the
Maybe
evening?
not tomorrow.
We just all want to know. Because if it's in the evening, that means Dana White will have to choose whether to be present at the UFC match in Texas or the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And when confronted about his plans, Dana White simply chose to be the Neanderthal that he is, dodging the question and calling me a douchebag. I mean, it's ironic coming from the guy who's a fucking walking billboard for affliction. I mean, we can all agree, if you look up the word douchebag, in the dictionary, Dana White's photo pops up. Dana went on to say he enjoys working with Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, but won't work with lunatics like De La Hoya and Bob Arum. So in other words, Bob and I know he's a joke and won't work with him. And I can only assume that Al Heyman feels the same way.
I hate him.
Oh, and Dana, you can call me anytime, brother. Because I have lots of great fighters to make great fights with. Oh, but shit, wait. You don't have any fighters. What? And for God's sake, dude. Man, get a big shirt. Fucking tight. Maybe some slacks. Get on blood pressure meds or something. Whatever you need to look and behave like a fucking human being.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, and you haven't built a star in the UFC in 5 years. Maybe do your job and stop jumping shit. Because the UFC is in billions in debt. I'm rich, Dana, Canelo, fuck you.
So yeah, listen guys, I ain't gonna lie, yeah, that is absolutely hilarious from Oscar De La Hoya. I ain't gonna lie, yeah. So first and foremost, Oscar's obviously entitled to his opinion. Let's listen to it one more time for the people. Yo, people in the chat, let me know whether you think Oscar De La Hoya is right about what he's saying about the fight, guys. Let me know what you think.
Hi, I'm Kevin McDonald. Welcome to my crib.
Back.
Right. When you look at Canelo's skills today, do you think he changed a lot since the Mayweather fight, or is he the same fighter?
I don't know. I just think, you know, sometimes some fighters, you know, they fight to their level of competition. And, you know, I think he's definitely more experienced, with more well-rounded, given the experience that he had in the Floyd Mayweather fight. So we shall see.
Definitely. You know, Canelo said he doesn't think you're a different fighter than the guys he's faced. Do you think he's underestimating your skills and your ability to switch stances?
No, not at all. You know, like he didn't fought southpaws, he didn't fought orthodox fighters. So
For everyone.
You know, he's been in the ring with a lot of fighters.
Let me know in the chat
in his mind,
if they're not putting enough respect on Canelo's name.
Nothing new that I can bring to the table.
And what do you think about Turkey's KO bonus? Would this make boxers fight differently because of that?
It could, you know, it could.
Are you gunning for that knockout, for the extra bonus payday?
I've never gone for a knockout. When it happened, it happened.
Never.
If it's there to be took, I'm definitely taking it.
All right. And then what do you think about fighting at Allegiant Stadium? Are you comfortable there in Vegas?
Comfortable anyway. As you can see, I didn't fall all over the place. You know, different countries. At the end of the day, you still got to perform, and no matter where it's at.
Definitely. Well, thank you for your time. Wish you the best of luck, champ.
Sure.
All right.
Listen, guys, we're going to pause it there for 2 seconds, yeah. How confident is Bud? How confident is Terence Bud Crawford? I did a show, don't think I released it yet. I was literally saying we need to take this confidence that Terence Bud Crawford's got. We need to take this confidence forward, you know. Real talk, we need to take a leaf out of my man's book, you understand, and start conducting ourselves like how we see Terence Crawford conducting himself when you see him in public. That quiet confidence that he has. So all the Canelo fans, listen, man, we're live. We're here for you today. All the people that feel that Bud hasn't got a chance, this is your time to speak up. All the people that feel that, you know, the best shouldn't fight the best, and if fighters should be protected, we've got some time for the smoke today. While we're waiting for people to potentially post their questions, let's go to the receipts. So everywhere we look now, they're saying Crawford's going to be running.
People running away in the ring. What did you make of that?
I agree with that. You know, people want to see a good fight. People want to see a good fight, and I agree with that.
Do you think
because, you know, people come and spend money to see a great fight, and if the other fighter...
Let me know in the chat if you think Crawford's going to run. Let me know who you think's going to win. Let's go.
Come and run all the night and don't make a good fight is deceptional.
Do you think he saw your fight with Skull and potentially came to the conclusion?
We talk after. We talk after about that, and it's very sad. But you know, it is what it is.
I know.
Crawford will do that.
I hope not. I hope not, because we expect a great fight, the fight of the century, right? So I hope not.
Live only on DAZN, June.
So let me know what you think in the chat, whether you think that Crawford's going to run or not, guys. Let me know who you think's going to win. Let me know what you're thinking about the fight, yeah?
You know, what about Crawford do you think can bridge the weight gap? Or like with you, what did bridge the weight gap? Because a lot of people are just saying, hey, Canelo's just too big for someone like Terence.
I mean, that's true, but you know what? There's always a way. Put it that, there's always a way. There's always a way to win.
You know, what about Crawford do you think can bridge the weight gap, or like with you, what did bridge the weight gap? Because a lot of people are just saying, hey, Canelo's just too big for someone like Terrence.
I mean, that's true. But you know what? There's always a way. Put it that there's always a way.
See there, we're gonna stop there on Sugar Ray Robinson. Yeah, like he said, there's always a way, right? If you know NoCap, you know that I already had Terrence Bud Crawford to win decisively against Canelo Alvarez. I pointed out to the family that when Terrence Bud Crawford signed up for the fight against Canelo, he knew that he was signing up against all odds. We know that obviously when you try to face Canelo, you're not just facing Canelo, you're facing the whole experience of the fight that is fighting against Canelo. I want all the Mexican fans to literally come out to this fight. This fight is going to be absolutely huge at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Now, at the end of the day, I gave my thoughts the other day regarding the promotion of the fight. I think the press conference the other day in New York, even though the fighters made it lit, obviously when Terrence Crawford pushed back Canelo Alvarez, we pull up a little image on that now. You understand? We got some images for that now. There we go. Understand? Super lit. So if it wasn't for the fighters making this fight lit, it would have been a pretty bad press conference in my opinion, to be honest with you. Yeah, it was good to see Dana White and all of that, people getting involved in boxing. But at the end of the day, if it wasn't for the fact that Bud and Canelo made that press conference, you understand? So just like, see with this fight cannot miss. Let me just let the boxing fans know. First and foremost, the boxing fans definitely win with this fight. Yeah? Now, I've been thinking about, let me know in the comments what you think, what type of fight it's going to be, because a lot of people are trying to push narrative that Bud's going to be running this, that, and the third. I don't see that at all. I actually see an action-packed fight. The reason being is because of Bud's competitive nature. Now, does Bud have the skills? He is definitely going to use lateral movement. He's definitely going to move around the ring. He's definitely going to use all of his skills to defeat Canelo, in my opinion, 100%. And why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he use all of his skills to defeat any fighter? You understand? Just like when Canelo faced Bivol, even though he was the bigger fighter than Canelo, he didn't just stand in the pocket against against Canelo. Do you understand? Bivol still used his movement, that obviously Russian style of fighting, and was in and out, you understand, behind the jab, behind his movement. Even when he had Canelo hurt, if you guys remember the fight, and Canelo got gangster with it. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo leaned back on the rope, said, come in, man, and he was looking to counter him. What did Bivol do? Did Bivol engage, or did Bivol stick to his game plan and continue to box Canelo from the outside? Understand? And obviously, even Bivol actually mentioned about Canelo's power later on in the fight. If you go watch the fight, you'll see Canelo was hitting Bivol in the arm. Understand? Hitting him anywhere he could hit him, looking to disable him. Canelo's got that disabling type of power. You understand? That's what makes this fight so exciting, because at the end of the day, let's keep it real. Let's go back to Bud against Gamboa. You understand? One of Bud's toughest fights, really. It's a madness that Bud didn't mention Errol Spence the other day in the Shaq interview, and it's a madness that he didn't mention Gamboa the other day, right? But we all know, let's keep a spade, he got rocked by Gamboa. Now, with all due respect, it's always the punch that you don't see that hurts you in boxing. At the end of the day, that's the reality of the situation. It's always the punch that you don't see that hurts you. And if you go back to the Gamboa fight, you'll realize that it was during a clinch. I'm saying he had, obviously I think he had Gamboa knocked down in that same round. But when Bud actually got staggered, it was actually after a clinch, and Gamboa caught him with a lovely hook. Understand that he didn't see, staggered him. I'm saying soften the legs up. So at the end of the day, we've seen Bud get hurt at 135 pounds, 140 pounds. So it's basically, what's he gonna be like when he comes up against Canelo Alvarez's power? That's what's so exciting, and that's what's so brilliant about this fight. Right. So at the end of the day, let me know what you think in the chat. You understand? But there's definitely not gonna be running. There's definitely not gonna be like, this is gonna be a brilliant, brilliant fight. You have to understand that Terrence Crawford, is, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world right now. And in fact, let's just go to the receipts. We bring up some receipts. Let's see what we got.
You're 100% certain you're gonna win.
We never 100%.
We bring up some receipts. But at the end of the day, you've seen Crawford's confidence. You've seen that his ability in the ring. I want you guys to go back to watch the Jeff Horn fight. You understand? When Jeff Horn got that decision against Manny Pacquiao, and a lot of people believe that Manny Pacquiao actually won that fight against Jeff Horn, but it was out in Australia, right? So if everyone that knows boxing knows that Terence Bud Crawford wanted a Manny Pacquiao fight, and anyone that knows boxing knows that when Bud recently sued Top Rank, it was actually around the fact that they never gave him the Manny Pacquiao fight, because of the Muhammad Ali Act. If you can prove that your promoter didn't basically operate in your best interest, didn't give you the best fights available to you, then you obviously have a right to sue them in court. That's part of what the Muhammad Ali Act was all about, right? So when you know boxing, you know that these things occurred, you know that these things exist, right? And then go and look at what Bud did to Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn was a way bigger guy than Bud back then. But go and look what Bud did to the bigger guy. Do you know what this fight's also reminding me of, yeah? There was another big guy that Bud fought. Go watch the Top Rank marathon of the Bud Crawford fights, which I watched again the other day. And there's an early fight that Bud fought, and there was a big rangy guy. How many times have you seen Bud get the big guy out of there? And if you listen to Beaumat said it out of his own mouth that, yeah, they're looking to stop him. Understand? They might actually get around to stopping Canelo Alvarez. And I told you guys from back in the day that I can see a stoppage. Now, the only thing that's in Canelo Alvarez's favor is how great Canelo Alvarez's chin is. He's got a brilliant chin. That's facts. Right? But other than that, guys, it's going to be a brilliant fight. And we've all seen great chins. Listen, if you guys don't realize that Bud can swat, I don't know what to tell you. So anyway, let's move on to the other aspect. This fight's going to be lit. Let's go to a few more clips, and then we're going to cover Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. Let me know in the chat who you guys feel would win that fight. If you feel that Devin Haney's capping by calling out Brian Norman Jr., if you think that he doesn't want that smoke, let me know what you guys think when we finish off these receipts on Crawford and Canelo.
What percentage are you?
70.
To say 70% chance, it just doesn't sound that confident. But I want to say this, though. He was being truthful. He knows how important this fight is. And it's that important because it is very difficult.
You got the receipt.
So, him saying this is difficult, and I'm giving myself a 70% chance, which is why I'm doing it. It is not because I'm bigger than him and this is easy and I'm stronger than him actually and people don't understand that I'm more skillful. No, he's a beast. And this has never been done. And this is not a sure thing. And that's why I'm so eager to do it. That's the definition of greatness. That's why he should be on a Mount Rushmore if he accomplishes it. That's why Terence Crawford is brave for doing
Only on DAZN.
So, I'm going to start calling Showbiz Mr. Flip Flap. Mr. Flip Flap, round the clap, non-stop. 1 minute, Bud too much for Canelo, this, that, and the third. Anyway, cool. Like I said, I'm glad he got that in there, because really, let's watch it back again. But I'm glad he said because at the end of the day, we all know that Showbiz the Adult has got Canelo winning the fight. Let me know if I'm capping in the chat, whether that's facts or not, yeah? Second or not, he's also said, and I give him his flowers for saying the truth. Understand that when Bud Crawford wins this fight, I hope all of you guys do the right thing. Don't come with no excuses, because there's no excuses. Canelo is younger than Bud. Bud is the one that's coming up in weight. There is no excuse left on the table right now. Like you guys know, you're saying that he's ducking David Benavidez. So either way you look at it, when Bud wins, you guys have to give him his flowers, yeah? There can't be any excuses left, surely. There can't be any excuses.
You're 100% certain you're going to win.
We never 100%.
What percentage are you?
70.
To say 70% chance, it just doesn't sound that confident. But I want to say this, though. He was being truthful. He knows how important this fight is. And it's that important because it is very difficult. So, him saying this is difficult, And I'm giving myself a 70% chance, which is why I'm doing it. It is not because I'm bigger than him and this is easy and I'm stronger than him actually and people don't understand that I'm more skillful. No, he's a beast. And this has never been done. And this is not a sure thing. And that's why I'm so eager to do it. That's the definition of greatness. That's why he should be on a Mount Rushmore if he accomplishes it.
Get me? So listen to what Showbiz said there. He should be on a Mount Rushmore. Now, as far as I'm concerned, guys, let me know if you agree with me or not. Terence Crawford is already on a Mount Rushmore of boxing, our generation. Let me know if you agree with that statement or not in the comments later on, yeah? That's the first one. Secondly, yeah, people need to stop flip-flopping on all of this going around the houses and that. Stay on the side that you was on, the side you was on. You see how Beaumat looks there in the background? These men from Omaha, Nebraska have never played no games, you know. They've never played no games. Tell me one time in Bud's career when you seen Bud miss weight. Where you seen anything like that. Listen, this guy's competitive nature is off the Richter scales. Bud is in a league of his own when it comes to how competitive Bud Crawford is. And he's set himself this task. So at the end of the day, it's like this. It's like, just imagine you're a jaguar, you know what I'm saying, sitting in the jungle and then it sees its prey. Like, listen, he's looking at Canelo like his prey at the end of the day, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, Bud is looking at Canelo like he is the prey, whether you like it or not. Everyone was saying, oh, well, they're having dinner together. Go look at the picture again. Go look at what Bud was eating. I swear when I zoomed into the thing, I seen some spaghetti in his plate. I thought, rotted. My man didn't want none of the poppadoms. My man didn't want none of the Indian food that they was eating over there. By the way, I love Indian food. You understand? Shout out to my family. Yeah. But stay on the side that you're on. Don't come over to Bud's side now. Stay on that side. You understand? But all I'm asking is when Bud wins, give him his flowers. Don't make any excuses. Don't make any excuses. We want to see the best fight the best. So let me get this up now and let's cover this thing. So what's your thoughts now, yeah, on Devin Haney against Brian Norman Jr.? Is Norman Jr. too much for Devin Haney? Let me know. Is Norman Jr. too much for Devin Haney? And is Devin Haney capping, saying that he wants to fight Norman Jr. next? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you feel that Norman Jr. is too much for Devin Haney. Or let me know whether you feel Devin Haney has got all the skills to beat Brian Norman Jr. Yeah. So first and foremost, I'm going to give a big shout out to Bill Haney, a big shout out to Norman Sr. Obviously, as you know, they were recently came on live on a few shows. I think there was first and foremost, they was on the Nez's show, which was the Boxing Voice, came on there, was talking loads of bullshit. Then they ended up coming on to Coach Malachi True Media podcast show, which was where I caught up with the conversation, and the energy was off. Anyone that's seen that live knew at the time energy was off, and obviously prayers and condolences go out to both of the families who are going through certain things at the moment. So our prayers go both out to the Norman family and to the Haney family. That during that conversation, they started swearing at each other. Bill Haney went over the line a little bit. You know, I'm trying to say with the NEG, you know, I'm saying calling him a nigger, but saying it with a hard ER. You understand? Was saying it like it's calling. You know, I'm saying like Norman was out in the field. You know, I'm saying, and this is coming from a black man myself. You understand? So it was very disrespectful, and yeah, you know, at the end of the day, what was brilliant about that, not to bring that up again, really, but what was brilliant about that situation was that we was able to see they came back together and, you know, they apologized and they moved on. And that was really very powerful to see. So for anyone that was caught in and thought I was just going to go down that point, that's not what it's about. But, you know, they were talking a lot of BS, building up the fight. I think they can definitely build up the fight hard. Obviously, there's no place in boxing, you know, for people to be calling derogatory terms unnecessarily. We're here to obviously, you know what I'm saying, we're here to basically talk boxing, and, you know, basically see the best fight the best at the end of the day. That's what it's about. You understand? So with that fight. Let me know if you feel who's your favorite in that fight. Let me just quickly give you my take on that fight, yeah? If I'm perfectly honest, yeah, I definitely would say that Devin Haney has got the skills to outbox Brian Norman Jr. He's got enough power to keep a fighter of Brian Norman Jr.'s caliber honest. I wouldn't necessarily say he's got necessarily enough power to knock Brian Norman Jr. out, but like I said earlier on when I was talking about Terence Bud Crawford, it's the punch that you don't see that is the one that hurts you. Do you understand? So that can go down for any fighter. Do you understand? If you catch a fighter with a punch they don't see, if they're not embraced for, you can always knock them out. Thirdly, I'll say this, is that I can't say confidently that I see Devin Haney winning. What I'm saying confidently is that I see Devin Haney having enough skills to be able to compete in that fight and potentially win that fight 100%. But what I'm also saying is that let's say he goes into that fight and my boy JP, shout out to JP because I seen your message as well, my brother. I'm saying he's basically says, yo, Devin goes to sleep between rounds 9 to 10. So I can definitely see that. I'm saying Devin Haney playing the boxing game, jabbing. But obviously, as the energy levels come down, as they start to obviously, he can't maybe use the lateral movement as much. Brian Norman Jr. might catch him with something, understand, and send him to sleep, send him to night. But the point I want to make, JP, is that that's boxing. That's what we pay to see. At the end of the day, these guys are fighters. So why are we suddenly, oh no, it's cap. Oh no, Devin Haney don't want none of that smoke. When has Devin Haney ever said, yo, we want to fight and then not showed up to fight? JP. When have they ever said something, bro, and then not done the fight? You understand? So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, boom. I'm not saying Devin Haney wins the fight. I'm not saying that at all because Brian Norman's shown me enough that, he's definitely got enough tools in his warehouse, to use Bill Haney's terminology. He talk about these warehouse full of skills. That he's got skills to defeat Devin Haney, 100%. Right? But at the end of the day, it's like, let them fight. That's the only way it's going to really get settled is let them fight because Devin Haney might put on a masterclass for 12 rounds and then everyone will be looking dumbfounded now and Brian Norman Jr.'s face all swelled up. He's all taking 50 punches now, whatever. Taking, I'm saying, whatever the punch total is. Or like JP says, he could box him for a few rounds, get tired and get put to sleep. You understand? So at the end of the day, and I'm glad for the messages that are coming through, it's like, first and foremost, when has there ever been a time when the Haney's have said they want to fight and they don't take the fight? And now we've heard on national television. Shout out to Coach Malachi as well. True Media Podcast. Go and like and subscribe if you're not already. You understand? And he said it. He said facts. He said boom. He said, yo, if you guys don't put on the fight now, then that is listen, we're going to blaze them because they came out, all the talk. You cannot come with all that talk now and not put the fight on. And at the end of the day, let the boxers do the talking in the ring. Exactly, JP. So let me know if anyone else agrees with JP as well. That's what I'm talking about, is that basically who's got the higher IQ out of the two fighters. I would say overall that does go to Devin. But just because you got higher IQ, it's like, perfect example, Lomachenko. Lomachenko's got brilliant IQ. Some of the best feet in boxing. If Lomachenko was a bigger guy, let's say, put it this way, imagine Lomachenko, but he was as big as Brian Norman Jr. That is fucking dangerous. Excuse me to swear, but now we're talking some different vibes now. Now we're talking some different vibes. But not to get into too down to fantasy land, because we need to talk about what it is. Lomachenko was the size that he was at, but if Loma would have been a bigger size, then he could have done way more damage in the lightweights. He could have done way more things than he was doing. When it came down to it, he just ended up being too small for the lightweights that were on the block. He's too small for Devin Haney. He'll be too small for Ryan Garcia. Too small for Shakur Stevenson. List goes on. Only one that maybe wasn't too small for him was Tank Davis. That's why Tank avoided him like the plague. Let me know if I'm talking nonsense. And also, quickly on Tank, I'll let you guys know, real talk, yeah. I'm actually worried for Tank, you know. I'm telling you guys now, just talking about showing the black Air Forces online, talking about pulling up to the kids' school and all this kind of foolishness. Guys, when man start talking like that, that's showing you that man are shook. Shout out to Blue Blood Sports for bringing it up as well, showing the Tainer real and that. We don't really get to the point straight away, you understand? But that's what scared individuals do. They make it everything else but boxing. So at the end of the day, I'm not saying Devin Haney's going to win a fight against Brian Norman Jr., but it's definitely a fight that I want to see. And further foremost, just because I support a fighter doesn't mean that I don't want to see them in a fight that they could potentially lose. Since when was that the case? Since when did we not want to see fighters in fights that they could lose? You understand? So it is what it is. So I reckon that's more or less everything. Let me see if there's any more receipts. So listen, let's get a few more receipts, yeah? So this one's more an inspirational tip. This one's going to be on an inspirational tip, yeah? Anyone noticed earlier on, Little Baby did a little post as well, and I like it as well, showing his car collection. We're going to quickly go into that. It's rough. And I love this little VHS shot at the end of it as well. Now, when I see these things, the reason I'm playing this and just for the videos, because when I see things, when I see people doing successful things, for me, it just fills my heart with like joy. It just fills my heart with like, yeah, you know what? That's what's achievable. Look at this young gun, like Little Baby. Look how I'm living. Got 20, 30 cars, all these high-end vehicles, and all these beautiful women around him, living his life. Just like I see Terence Bud Crawford out there doing his thing, undisputed champion, taking on these challenges. Now they've got a mega fight. 250 million is guaranteed for this fight for these man. What we talking about? What we talking about? So at the end of the day, go and get your hundreds of millions, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Let's watch this footage from a little boy, the young GG baby that's letting it listen. Motivation. No cap. Yeah, for a young man to have a car collection like that, he's moving differently. Little Baby's moving differently. Trust me, man, 100%. 100%. I just thought I'd play that chat. Quick little things. Yo, I reckon we're gonna wrap up, man. What I'll do for the last few minutes, any questions in the chat? JP. Like I said, you got in a fight, you got Canelo Crawford. That gonna end in knockout? Is it gonna be a boring fight? Is it gonna be an exciting fight? And then Devin Haney with Norman, you think Norman's gonna be too much? Too much for Devin Haney. So we're gonna go with a few questions before we ride out. Let me know in the chat. Who you got? Canelo being disrespected. Is gonna be an easy fight for Canelo. Bud chewing off too much more than he can chew. Or is anyone riding with me that they can see the Bud knockout? What we got? Who we got? Like I said, my boy JP, he's saying that Devin was going to sleep rounds 9 to 10. Yeah, blessings, JP. I'm saying JP had to go back to do his thing. But yeah, listen, guys, let me know before I wrap up the show. When have the Haney's ever said they're gonna do something and not done it? Literally, I'm gonna stay on for 2 more minutes, yeah, and take any questions. Any haters, any Canelo fans, Tank fans that think I'm capping at that. I think Roach might beat Tank in this next fight. You guys got? Talk to me, man. We're gonna keep it alive for a minute. You know what, go on. Shout out to my people watching on Twitch as well. But yeah, that's about it, you know. You know what we're gonna do? Let's go back to Oscar De La Hoya, because I can't lie, this is jokes. I can't lie, this is actually jokes still. Actually jokes this. Like I said, I'm staying live. Any questions, they'll come straight up in the chat. I can see them on my side. First and foremost, who have you got? Canelo or Crawford? Second question, is Brian Norman Jr. too much for Devin Haney? Let me know what I go on. Also, is anyone watching this gonna be watching this Jake Paul? Gonna be watching the Jake Paul fight? I guess this gives me some jokes. Oscar, this is entertaining.
Time of the week again. Time for the only segment that gives you the facts and makes you laugh. It's Clapback Thursday. So the ridiculous promotion of Canelo Crawford has given me lots of good ammunition.
Get some, baby!
Woo, first, let's take it back to last week when this photo was taken of Canelo and Crawford having dinner together. Like they're best friends.
I love you, man.
They're buddies. Like they were family friends. I mean, can you imagine Muhammad Ali or like Joe Frazier having dinner together? What? Can you imagine Mike Tyson and Mitch Green before a brawl?
Yo, shout out to Showbiz there though, because he said some other truth as well the other day. He said that I think it was when he recent post in response to this, that Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier did have a joint birthday party before their second fight. So shout out to Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. Shout out to them GOATs as well, boxing, when boxing used to be great. And at the end of the day, Oscar De La Hoya, and at the end of the day, any hater of boxing, any hater of Crawford or Canelo, listen, we're here to make boxing great again. Shout out to Turkey Al Sheikh. Right, let's go.
What the fuck? No boxing fan wants to see two fighters having dinner together.
We could have a dinner on Wednesday night.
We want bad blood. We want anticipation. We want to feel like an actual war is about to happen. Not fucking caviar and champagne together while they're staging their trilogy. Jesus Christ. Alright, so after their dinner date together, Canelo and Crawford said on the press tour that I think started in Riyadh, New York, and Vegas. So here's a clip of their shit talking.
I'm very excited for this fight. We'll see. We'll see.
That's lame, right? That is so lame. Oh, and Canelo elaborated on his career plans.
Maybe you will see me in the WWE.
Okay, great, Canelo, but please first, before you fight The Undertaker, can you please fight David Benavidez? No. And here's the moment where the script told them to shove each other.
Alright, guys. I don't think that was scripted, but yo, guys, let me know in the chat. Rate that Canelo's push from 1 to 10. Whether that was a serious push or not. Let me know in the chat. From 1 to 10. And like I said, listen, don't be hate watching, yeah? Hit me with the questions. Don't just pull up and let me know what I go on. Hit me with the questions. You understand, people? Hit me with the questions, yeah, I'm saying. But let's rate that push from 1 to 10.
I mean, come on. Anybody else not buying this drama?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Crawford, if you want to actually make Canelo mad, just tell the truth about him and his tainted meat.
And Canelo failed 2 drug tests?
And when asked what time the fight will take place,
I don't know.
My good friend Turkey Al-Sheikh gave an answer that left everybody puzzled.
What are we looking at here?
I mean, I'm sorry, Turkey, but what did you say? So is the fight taking place in the afternoon?
Maybe not today.
Or is it taking place in the evening?
Maybe not tomorrow.
We just all want to know. Because if it's in the evening, that means Dana White will have to choose whether to be present at the UFC match in Texas or the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And when confronted about his plans, Dana White simply chose to be the Neanderthal that he is, dodging the question and calling me a douchebag. I mean, it's ironic coming from the guy who's a fucking walking billboard for affliction. I mean, we can all agree, if you look up the word douchebag, in the dictionary, Dana White's photo pops up. Dana went on to say he enjoys working with Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, but won't work with lunatics like De La Hoya and Bob Arum. So in other words, Bob and I know he's a joke and won't work with him. And I can only assume that Al Heyman feels the same way.
I hate him.
Oh, and Dana, you can call me anytime, brother, because I have lots of...
This is fire though. This is fire when Oscar says, "Hey, call me anytime, brother. We can make a fight." Oh, you don't have any fighters.
great fighters to make great fights with. Oh, but shit, wait. You don't have any fighters.
What?
And for God's sake, dude, man, get a big shirt. Fucking tight. Maybe some slacks. Get on blood pressure meds or something. Whatever you need to look and behave like a fucking human being.
Well, I can't.
Oh, and you haven't built a star in the UFC in 5 years. Maybe do your job and stop jumping shit. Because the UFC is in billions in debt.
I'm rich, bitch!
Yo, Oscar De La Hoya. Whether you agree with me or you don't, the guy is fucking entertainment. This guy is super entertainment. This guy is super entertainment. Like, honestly, like, yo, let me win it back for you guys. Like, come, like, let's you like enjoy it. Yo, smash the like. Don't be hate watching. And I'm waiting for your questions while we're playing this. Who have you got, Canelo or Crawford? Don't just be coming in, sliding in. You understand? Listen to the questions. Canelo, Crawford. And also, is Norman Jr. too much with Devin Haney? Don't just be pulling in hate watching. Hit me with the questions. Now's your time. Now's your... You know what I'm saying? I'm going to react to the chat. I'm going to react to the questions. Let me know what you're thinking. But you know what? Let's go back to... Let me go back to my boy Bud, yeah? Show you what I go on in the scene. Bud's doing backflips on these niggas now, bro. Backflips.
Oh, that's because I'm an athlete. You should be able to do that. That's because I'm an athlete. You should be able to do that.
Who you guys got, man? Who you guys got in the fight? Let me know. Let me know. I think that's more or less everything covered in the show. Just wanted to do it as a live. Shout out to JP. Shout out to all the family supporting. Yeah, I know there's a lot of Canelo fans out there. So what they saying? What we saying, people, man? Who you got in the fight? Any questions before I pull off? Yeah, let's finish off on what Showbiz. Yo, at the end of the day, all these guys need to stay on what they're saying. Showbiz is kind of saying the truth here still, but he needs to stay in his corner. We know that Showbiz the adult has got Canelo, right? Is that facts? Or do you guys think he's got Bud? Who do you think he's got? Because I know he tries to confuse the people, this guy.
That's why Terrence Crawford is brave.
Only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr.
You think Showbiz has got in the
We
fight?
never 100%.
What percentage are you?
70.
To say 70% chance, it just doesn't sound that confident.
Smash the
But I
like.
want to say this, though. He was being truthful. He knows how important this fight is. And it's that important because it is very difficult. So, him saying this is difficult, and I'm giving myself a 70% chance, which is why I'm doing it. It is not because I'm bigger than him and this is easy and I'm stronger than him actually and people don't understand that I'm more skillful. No, he's a beast. And this has never been done. And this is not a sure thing. And that's why I'm so eager to do it. That's the definition of greatness. That's why he should be on the Mount Rushmore if he accomplishes it.
But check it, what he's saying, yeah. If you listen closely to what Showbiz the adult saying when he talks, right? He's actually saying if, because he doesn't actually think Bud Crawford's gonna be able to do it. So let me know what you think in the chat. There's no questions. No one wants to pull up. Everyone wants to just pull up and not say nothing other than my boy JP. Everyone's just pulling up and being like little church mouses and being little quiet things. Not want to say nothing. I've got Bud Crawford knocking out Canelo Alvarez. Who have you got? I've got Bud stopping Canelo Alvarez potentially late. Either way, it's going to be a dominant performance. What have you guys got? Who have you got Norman Jr. against Devin Haney? Do you think Devin Haney actually wants to fight or not? Let me know. Alright, last little question, yeah, before you guys go then, yeah? Tell me what you think of this new track, yeah? This is the outro. But listen, watch out the comments on the way out. NoCap Entertainment, NoCap Media. Yo, there's still a few seconds to get your questions in before I go, you know. I got my eye on the chat. NoCap, let's go.
Never seen a peak.
You know,
as long as we keep calling,
thanks for watching the show.
Niggas winning causes, having fun with Cardi B. Shout out Stephen, get my name, go and get that P. Shout out to my brothers, yeah, we always been elite. Yeah, always be that nigga, even when we see the street. Yeah, just like Terrence Crawford, yeah, we always gon' compete. Yeah, all these ninjas talking slow, we leave you in the heat. Living life of violence, yeah, the history is deep. Especially when your idols used to get it every week. Yo, I seen them outside talking like it's every killers moving silence, man, that's a guarantee.
Yo, did you guys catch the Terrence Crawford bar in it? Let me know, man, what you think of this track, man. It's NoCap, it's my new thing, man. We're signing out. Thanks for everyone watching the show. Let's go. NoCap Entertainment, NoCap Media. Love to all the family. Let's go.
As long as we keep calling, we ain't never seen no peak. Niggas winning causes, having fun with Cardi B. Shout out Stephen, get my name, go and get that P. Shout out to my brothers, yeah, we always been elite. Yeah, always be that nigga, even when we see the street. Yeah, just like Terrence Crawford, yeah, we always gon' compete. Yeah, all these ninjas talking slow, we leave you in the heat. Living life of violence, yeah, the history is deep. Especially when your idols used to get it every week. Yo, I seen them outside talking like it's every killers moving silence, man, that's a guarantee. Natural law of the jungle, yeah, you killing, man, you beat. I know that the devil try hold us back. I'm standing in my square like a big man. But I ain't even care what it says. Calling up to be on spray.
Yeah, let's go, chat, let's go. Let me know what you think of the outro. NoCap Entertainment, NoCap Media. Yo, I'm going to give you a few more seconds for any questions before I get out of here. NoCap. Shout out to my people. Love